Today we're just going to bust some myths about oily skin, and she's going to help us figure out what it is about oily skin that we can't understand, especially with regards to makeup. Hi, I'm Pallavi Symons, your makeup expert at Glamrs.com, and we have with us Dr. Rashmi Shetty, our skincare expert at Glamrs.com. What do you think about moisturizing an oily skin? Most people believe that they should not moisturize because their skin is oily.
Most things in our system or in our body work on feedback mechanism. So if your skin is oily, it will kind of give feedback to your skin saying, I'm oily.
So
don't overdo your job. But if you rip it and make it super dry, then it's going to give back the feedback saying, my God, it's too dry. And an oily skin is used to a certain amount of oil. So then it's going to go into an overdrive and produce much more oil. Well, that is one thing. Two, oil does not mean hydration.
Correct.
So an oily skin can be very dehydrated and not so healthy looking. So you need to make sure you hydrate and you also moisturize an already oily skin. Only thing is you choose a moisturizer which is more emulsion, which is more gel based, so more hydration based than more oil based. Yeah, so you definitely need that care as one of the steps during your skincare.
What about primer use for oily skin?
See, primer to my understanding is something which just balances it off. In an oily skin, all that differences in the skin, patchiness in the skin,
brings about a balance.
Yeah, maybe that open pores which has created another breach in the skin. So it just seals it all off to make it like a clean, even stage for you to then go and play with your color.
Pore minimizing is an issue that I have with oily skin, particularly because oily skin actually shines and then the pores come through even more like that. So is there anything that can support makeup in minimizing pores?
What you can actually do is just before makeup, make sure you cleanse the skin. Or you could use a over-the-counter available toner which just gives you that top tone effect, which just tones it off. So you could do that, and what it also does is takes away the excess grease from top.
Okay.
So that gives you like a slight shrinkage in the pore size.
It is a belief across the makeup industry that powders would be the best and the most viable option for oily skinned people. Is that the truth?
Powders do tend to absorb that excess oil from there, gives you a matte finish. So powders are fantastic for you to apply, but having said that, when you have an acne, or you have an inflamed skin, or you have an oily skin with open pore, which can clog at any point of time then to go into acne, you need to be very, very careful how you apply the powder. And if you use loose powder and compact, if they can get it right with the finger, it's great, or else the right use of brush needs to be really taught.
Now, another thing with makeup for oily skin is that it tends to get oily. Like dry skin does get dry over a period of time, so does oily skin. It keeps coming back, the sebum keeps rising to the surface and makes the makeup look lackluster and dull. So most of us tend to use loose powders, but I have discovered blotting powders over the last 7-8 years, which I have used, and they're great. What do you think of blotting powders? Do you think the formulations work well?
Fantastic. But what I would really recommend is those blotting papers. You get those even regular blotting strips, you get it everywhere. Just use them on the strips that you want to and just discard them. Nicely pulls up all the oil. And whether it is makeup or it is skincare, it is essential for you to remove what is already there and then only reapply things. Do not keep touching up.
Another thing I find while doing makeup is creasing on the eyes for oily skin. So apart from the fact that you suggest great under eye care before you get on with makeup, I also think that it's important to use a concealer and a powder over the concealer. What that will do is it will kind of block the oil from coming forth onto the surface, and it will also keep your makeup, that's your eyeshadow, from creasing further. Another option is to use eye makeup primers, which are great because they go on as creams but they set as powder. So that will actually double up for the foundation and powder step. And that it's quite simple, and if you do it quite patiently, because most of us tend to miss out that area completely. If you're wearing eye makeup, if you're wearing makeup at all, make sure that your eyes are a part of it too, because they are a very essential part of your face and your features. Oily skin is neither bane nor boon, it's both sometimes, but it's still a blessing, because the oilier your skin, the better it is when it's aging. So if you have oily skin, it ages. As it ages, it has the support of some of the beautiful oils that it comes with. So it's not really something that's troublesome, but there's so many ways to get over those problems. And Dr. Shetty here has clearly put forward her views on how you can take care of those problems without much ado. Keep an eye out, make sure that you have the right things on hand, and you'll have great skin anyway, oily or not.